What's up? It's Brian Soscia here once again on the Soscia Network. If you want to tweet about wrestling, anything fun like that, you can always tweet me at the TheBrianSoscia at the Brian Soscia. We'll chat more there, but I'm excited because Austin Aries on the phone. I mean, the guy's been around. You've done a lot of stuff, dude. Now you're coming to Philly December 27th for the big Impact television taping at the Liacouras Center, Temple University. Of course, if you want tickets, on sale this Friday, September 13th. ComcastTix.com or LiacourasCenter.com. Man, let's get this started off. The beginning of your career, trained by the legendary Eddie Sharkey. That's awesome in itself.
Yeah, up in Minneapolis. My best friend kind of called me randomly out of the blue, and as I was trying to kind of figure my direction in life, and told me he was in Minneapolis training with Eddie Sharkey. Obviously, I knew the name from, just a lot of the people he trained, like the Road Warriors and Rick Rude, a lot of those Minnesota guys, and, couldn't pass up the opportunity to check it out, and as soon as I saw that ring set up in that garage, I kind of knew where my path was going to go.
Well, that's the thing. You're saying, a lot of big names he's trained. I mean, from the Road Warriors, I think Jerry Lynn maybe. I believe Jesse the Body Ventura spent some time with him. A lot of people. The Steiner brothers, I think,
Shawn
too.
Waltman came out of that area, yeah.
There's so many of them. My thing is, they come from a different generation. So you're saying you got involved, because I feel like you're the most prominent guy he's trained in the current generation. Who else trained with you? Do we know any of these people?
Shawn Daivari. Shawn Daivari, actually, he refed my first match. I think it was like 15, so he had started a few months before I did. Ken Anderson, he wasn't necessarily trained there, but he was in the area at the same time. We kind of all cut our teeth in together. And as you mentioned, a lot of those names are from a kind of different era of wrestling, and I feel real fortunate because I got a lot of that kind of old school mentality in my training and really the foundation of what wrestling was to me. So that's kind of the era of wrestling I grew up watching, so it was great to be able to get that influence in my training. Yeah,
definitely. I think that's a strong foundation for you. Now, when you said your friend called you, you had no desire to be a wrestler? You just kind of went to see what happened, or did you kind of want to do it? Was it just a random call?
Honestly, man, this was kind of before the internet kind of blew up, and this was still when you had two major promotions, and I guess to me, the idea of becoming a wrestler wasn't something that crossed my mind because it wasn't something you thought about. It wasn't a common thing. You couldn't just go on the internet and find a wrestling school. It was still kind of protected in a way. So, while I grew up a fan my whole life, I kind of went off to college to play baseball and do some other things, and I still followed wrestling, but the idea of actually getting into it never really crossed my mind. So, my friend told me he was training, and it kind of blew my mind, and I had to go check it out. And when I actually saw what was happening, I said, all right, I'm in. I moved up on his couch a week later and never looked back.
I love it on his couch. Well, you also spent a good amount of time in Philly. I mean, I know in the beginning of your career, just down 95 from the Philly area, Delaware. You made it to the finals 2004 ECWA Super 8. It's a huge, for those of you who don't know, a huge tournament on the independent scene. And you're actually defeated by another TNA guy, Chris Daniels. Now, what led to you? What do you think led to you being contacted to compete in this huge tournament?
I'd spent a few years kind of in the Midwest area, Minneapolis and branching out from there into Chicago, Milwaukee, and then down into Louisville and stuff. So it was just, that natural progression of getting your name out there. I'd also started doing some things at the time. Had WWE, Dark Match. Had, went to TNA when they were in Nashville and met with them. And so I was just trying to get my name out there. And I think through those contacts and, through doing a camp with Dr. Tom Pritchard, somehow that got back to Jim Kettner as he was looking for people for the Super 8. And, obviously, like you said, that's a big springboard for a lot of people on more of a national scene. Gets a lot of, recognition. So that was a great opportunity for me to kind of step out more on a national stage and get to work with a guy like Christopher Daniels and learn from him. And, and that really did kind of catapult me. From there, I got in contact with Ring of Honor, who obviously was based out in the Philadelphia area. And when they showed interest in using me, I decided to make the move, and I moved myself out to Philadelphia to take advantage of that opportunity.
Where'd you live out in Philly?
I lived right off of, was it Route 1 there? Where there's eight different lanes. It's like the most deadly intersection in like one of the worst intersections in the country. At least that's what my car insurance was telling me. Right up there, like the northeast area, not just down the street from the Armory where Ring of Honor used to run.
Okay. Now, did you live by yourself, or did you have 15 roommates?
No, I had a girlfriend at the time, and we lived in a little one bedroom apartment there, and made the best of it. And obviously, it was great because the Ring of Honor school and stuff was just up there in Bristol, so I used to go up there, and then eventually ended up taking over the head trainer's job there for a couple of years as well.
When you talk about you had a girlfriend at the time, one bedroom, you're coming up in wrestling, and how about family and friends? What about family and friends? How did they accept your decision? Did you even care about what they thought when you decided you were going to do it? Did they laugh at you? Or they take you seriously?
You know what? When I went up to college at 17, I kind of was on my own and made my own decisions, and I reaped the benefits and paid the price for whatever those decisions were, good or bad, so to speak. But no, you know what? My family is always supportive in everything I did, and they never rolled their eyes. I think they understood that that if I really wanted something, then I was going to go after it, and that I had the talent and the ability to do it. And so I don't think they ever really questioned me. I think once they saw it was something I was committed to, they were completely supportive, and to this day they support me. They think it's really awesome that I'm doing something I love to do. That
can always help a lot if you have people behind you. Now, you are committed to doing it, and your style, your ring style, you're a fun guy to watch. The way, even your look, it's great. Everything's been great about you, but it's kind of, when you do X Division stuff, that's kind of a high-risk style. I mean, can you think any moments maybe when you were legitimately scared in the ring? Like, oh my gosh, it could go really bad right now, but everything turned out okay. Is there any moments like that that cross your mind?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. I mean, I'll be honest, man. I didn't really get in the wrestling business to climb on ladders or scale ropes that are 20 feet above the ring or things like that. It wasn't really the wrestling I grew up watching. I understand why we have those type of matches. It's exciting for the fans, and it creates a different element of surprise and intrigue. But people that understand that there's a lot of risks and dangers associated. We're all professionals in that ring, but when you start adding those elements as far as ladders and metal and scaling ropes over the Ultimate X type matches and things like that. No matter how good you are, you're one misstep or one action away from really being injured. And I think that's something that's in the back of all of our mind. We go out there to put on the best performance we can for the fans. At the same time, we always have to be mindful of protecting ourselves and the guys we're in the ring with.
No, definitely. I mean, that's got to be. I don't even know what I would think if I was standing behind the curtain and I was getting out there, climb a ladder and fall off and get whacked with the one. I don't know how you get in. Is there any way at all to get in the proper mindset for that? I mean, do you listen to an iPod? Do you pray? I would pray. What do you do?
Yeah, I just try to stay focused and just make sure that I'm in my zone and I'm focused on what I need to go out there and do and do as safely and as entertaining as possible.
Yeah, well, it's going to be awesome when you guys roll through Philly Friday, December 27th for Impact TV tapings. TV coming right here to Philly, Liacouras Center, Temple University. Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m., ComcastTIX.com, LiacourasCenter.com. Before I let you go, Austin Aries, I got to get to a couple quick social media questions. There's a guy named Boney on social media. He wants to know how long you've been a vegan. Apparently you're a vegan, and why.
Yeah, well, I became a vegetarian back in 2000, and about a year and a half ago, I went completely vegan. For me, it's just a combination of, taking my health and nutrition into my own hands instead of letting corporations feed me, and the research and the things that I've studied and things I've listened to lead me to believe that a plant-based lifestyle and a plant-based diet has a lot of health benefits. And for me also spiritually and mentally, it puts me in a place I want to be as far as being compassionate to other living creatures. I'm lucky enough that I don't need to use animals to sustain my lifestyle, and therefore I don't. I just try to take what I need, and I don't need to use animals to keep me going. And you know what? I'm healthy. I'm happy. It's not as hard as people think it is. There's protein in all sorts of different kinds of foods. And, the best thing people can do is educate themselves in the things they put in their body multiple times a day, because I think there's a real lack of understanding and education in our diet.
Do you miss the consumption? I mean, I know you say you feel bad about the animals and all, but were you ever a meat eater, like a cheesesteak in Philly here or a steak? Do you miss that at all? A little bit?
I grew up in Wisconsin. It was beer and brats and, burgers and dogs. And, I didn't quit eating meat because it didn't taste good necessarily. But you know what? What you realize pretty soon is that it's not really the meat that we crave. It's all the condiments we slather on top of it. If the meat tastes so delicious, we wouldn't have barbecue sauce, steak sauce, ketchup, all these things that we put on our meat. So, there's enough plant-based foods such as tempeh that really can kind of mimic a lot of different meat things. And once you use some spices and some condiments, I don't really feel like I'm missing out at all. And the nice thing is, too, is, our taste buds and all of our cravings are learned. So, when you open yourself up to new foods that maybe you wouldn't, you learn to appreciate and crave other things.
That makes perfect sense, because I was going to ask you said about protein being found in all foods. I mean, you keep your body in excellent shape, and I was thinking without meat and all, how do you do that? But like you're saying, I guess there's protein a lot more. We've been educated today. I didn't even realize that.
Absolutely. Protein at the end of the day is amino acids, and so whether they're plant amino acids or animal amino acids, as long as they're complete and they're quality protein, I don't think there's much different. And actually, there's a place in Philly that's one of my favorites. It's called Govinda's.
Okay.
And they make a great vegan Philly cheesesteak. And I'm sure when I come back there in December, that's going to be a place I'll be hitting up, because every time I'm in town, I try to take advantage of that.
Well, stock up here when you're here Friday, December 27th for the Impact TV tapings. Another guy on Facebook, Dave the Rave. This is strange. He wants me to wish you a happy birthday. He says apparently your birthday's April 15th. That's also his. He's very excited about that.
Yes, as is Uncle Sam, because that's when they get their check every year from me. Happy birthday to me.
Okay, yeah. Last question. This also comes from the same guy that wanted me to wish you happy birthday. He remembers when you were in Impact TNA as Austin Starr. Austin Starr, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you come up with it? What do you feel about Austin Starr?
You know what? Everyone says that was me, but I keep trying to tell everybody that that guy didn't have a tattoo. I know we looked alike, but not the same guy. I don't know. Everyone keeps making that mistake. I thought Austin Starr was entertaining. I thought he was a colorful character. Obviously, he didn't have a real long shelf life, and I think if you ask most people, Austin Starr or Austin Aries, I think they're going to go with Austin Aries, because while Austin Starr was great, he wasn't the greatest man that ever lived.
No, I understand that. And if you think about it, I mean, Austin Aries was around first, so Austin Starr kind of just stole the Austin name from him, probably because he looks up to you. That's my guess. So here's the deal.
That would be my guess as well.
Again, Impact Wrestling. It's on Spike TV Thursday nights, 9 o'clock. Coming up this Thursday, you are headed for the Bound for Glory semifinals here. You, AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, and Magnus. How you feeling going into this match, man?
Well, it's going to be, what can I say? AJ Styles, everybody knows AJ Styles, phenomenal. Things the guy can do in the ring, are very few can match it. But if there's one guy who can, it's me. And, so this Thursday, Austin Aries, AJ Styles, I don't know if I have to sell that match. I think everybody got a taste of it not that long ago, and it left them wanting more, and they're going to get it this Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So looking forward to it. And also, again, you can see that 9 o'clock this Thursday, as he just said. Impact Takings coming to Philly. To leave you on that note, Friday, December 27th. Tickets on sale this Friday, 10 a.m., ComcastTIX.com, LeoCoreCenter.com. Austin Aries, thank you so much for visiting with us. It was a great time talking to you. Hopefully we can talk again soon. I'll definitely see you at the show, all right, man?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thanks again for coming on.